Hello everyone, it's TechStack here. Back for more, right? As you can see, I've left this game running for far too long and I have a huge amount of resources. We have no unit production though, right? All of these buildings have their structures removed, their tile underneath removed, that they won't actually function anymore. So, we've got this queue down here on the left. I put a gray background behind it. Hey, Spider-Man. Hey, Garby. Spooderman, I'm sorry. Not Spider-Man, Spooderman. You are first, sir. There we go. And as you can see, as I place these down, they are starting to work through the queue in the order. So, pikeman, pikeman, pikeman. The next one should be a pikeman. Wherever he comes out at. Right there. And then the next one should be a normal unit. Next two should be a normal unit. So we got one over there and one over there. This is working. The only other thing that I think we need is this icon that's on top of these buildings needs to be right next to this. And then we can call it pretty much good. Garby, Spooderman beat you by just a hair. His name is listed first on my list in the chat, so an itty bitty amount. Was very close though, because when I looked up, I'd already seen both messages. And then archery range. You'll also notice I changed the way that the lance appears in not the world, right? So it's still the same there. It's in here, so in the GUI, it's got a more proper angle on it now. Okay, we're working through the archery range. These things should be stop producing now. And it looks like they are not producing anything, which is good. Should get one more Lancer out. Perfect. And a series of archers here, so let's actually place down another archery range because I'm impatient. Okay, we need 3 more. Okay, both of them have produced a unit, and then one more. And who knows which one's going to come out of. That one. Cool. And that one should never produce another unit. This one should never produce another unit until we request more. Let's try that. Archer. We'll do just one. Now, some might think that this one would do it first, but it's really kind of a flip of a coin. So every 10 seconds, these things are trying to produce a unit. And if there's one in the queue at the time that they try, they will produce it. So let's put one in the queue. We'll wait for the one on the left here to spit one out. Okay, then I'll immediately put another one in, and this one will likely spit it out unless their timing was almost exact, because their timing will be different. Must have been exact. Wow, okay. That still works. Yep, he's gonna pull it out over there. Cool. I have not read that. I also have not seen the movie. Hey, Pikachu. Okay, so here I am just throwing stuff, but let's go ahead and add that icon that I was talking about. So we get a reference for which queue type it is, regardless of whether or not we actually have things in that queue. So it's a very visual indication of what it is. So we're going to look at the block textures, I guess. And we want the stable block. We're probably going to have to do a single color for this. Uh-oh. Don't be too concerned about it. When I was dating my wife, she was texting me as I was leaving college, and I was just talking to somebody that I'd met down there, another guy, and we talked for probably a couple hours after class. She ended up coming down to the college, which was like an hour and a half drive for her, as I was leaving finally. And she was all worried that, like, you know, something happened. It was nothing. And I know of other people that have gone through the same thing in their relationships too. So lack of response does not necessarily mean anything. So let's use the stable block top yellow. I'm going to tell this to rename just so that I can copy that name. And we need to put it into... Uh-oh. Hung up, huh? It's hard to say. Render overlay. So let's do private, if I can type, resource location, stables, queue, icon equals new resource location. You gotta go? Okay. It's in textures, blocks, I believe. Everybody's gotta go, huh? Okay. Garby, you gonna stay and hang out with me? PNG. Okay. And let's do the same for the other ones. Instead of saying stables, we'll say barracks. And archery range. And it's archery, range, block, yellow, blah, blah, blah. And, oops, that should be there. This is the barracks. Go ahead and terminate. You back later? Okay. So let's put an integer x equals, I don't know, 5, because I don't know how big these are going to be. And we need to do a render texture on these. Like this. (16 by 16). Our x needs to be what though? I guess that, like 1, we'll say. Plus 20 plus 40. Come back to modern civilization. Do you not understand what I'm trying to do here? Oh wait, we went barracks first. Archery range and stibbles. Okay, let's try it. I'm not just playing Minecraft, I'm making it bend to my will to make a different game mode. Okay, there's the game running in the background. I just want to take a look basically at what our picture looks like down there. The Switch Lite? No, I'm not a fan of the Switch. My kids have it, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it myself. Like, it seems cool for them and everything, but I'm more of a PC player. So it looks like I need to move this down at least 1 pixel so we get that top border. Let's do that. So +1 on all of these. It's a little better. Let's do +2 though. There we go. It's nice and tidy. I'm gonna kill all these so we can get some things in the queue down there. And it stays in the queue, basically. Okay, unit recruitment. 1 minion, 1 archer, 1 pikeman. Okay, so we need to start this over further than where we were before. So the way we accomplish that is to say that 16 plus all of that. We might need to increase that 16 to something else. We'll see. Let's try 18. So if you're not familiar with what I'm working on, it's down the bottom left corner of the screen when I do this. It should show up on the screen. On stream. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. So the barracks is going to have those. The archery range has the archers, and the stables has the lancer right now. Okay. So we should be good to go. Let's queue up a bunch. I'm out of currency already because I don't have all those town halls down anymore. RIP. The game keeps track of them not in the world when you close and save it, but what you've placed down since you've started the world. Which is normally fine, but annoying for me as the developer not running on a server. Okay, that should give us some money coming in. Let's focus on the minions because this is the cheapest unit. Okay, it stopped adding more to the queue. I'm not sure if that's because I perfectly spaced it out. Okay, so it must be. We're only showing just enough. That is amazing. I'm gonna grab a screenshot of this. Post it on the Discord. To me, I don't know how else to improve that. $10,000 if you watch Splash City's Minecraft stream. Okay, Mr. Beast. I'm sure you're Mr. Beast. Coming into my stream, You know what? Why don't you go plant some trees instead, sir? You're so close to your goal. I want to see you make that goal. Mr. Bass, it's you. Let's see. Let's go to Mr. Beast's channel on YouTube. Oh, he doesn't even have a channel to go to? What's this? Mr. Beast saying ain't so, you deleted your channel? Hey, thanks for bringing all the alt accounts into my stream though. Because, you know, if you showed up in someone's stream, everyone would all magically know about it. Especially a random programming stream. It's been fun though. Yep, so give it to that guy. He wants it. Trying to get rid of these guys. Okay, that's the unit queues, guys. I think we're ready to make another build of the mod. So, I think we can take this off of the break everything branch. Seriously, Mr. Beast, put it to the trees. The trees need your money more. Team trees, man. Unit queues are a real thing. Now. Yeah, Eagle, I know. I know better at this point. I'm gonna take a wild guess that's either one person for all of those people, or it's one person and his friends doing it. Huh? If that's the case, I apologize, Mr. Beast, but I don't think that's Mr. Beast. I'm sorry, Mr. Beast. I have no way of verifying that you are who you say you are, and if it is Mr. Beast, you completely understand that. I can't watch his vids. It doesn't let me. I try clicking on his channel and it says there is none. Okay, so we've got that pushed up to GitHub. Let's do a pull request on it. Okay, break everything unit queue. Yep, that goes straight into dev branch. What over here? Create pull request. Who ruined your childhood, sir? Don't say it's Mr. Beast. Not the real Mr. Beast. Okay, that's going into dev work, and then we're gonna go straight into master with that, I think, as well. Dev work into master. Create pull request. There's the pull request sound in the background. And boom. Merge the pull requests, and now we've got a build going off on the build server. So let's go get that build from the build server. It is building, pending still. And open up my local folder. So, custom apps, Minecraft. Forge 114, there we go. And let's download it from our build server. Keep. Plop. There we go. Hey Pikachu, you missed Mr. Beast. He stopped in the stream, said I could have $10,000 if I went to someone else's channel. Yeah, I know. It's not actually Mr. Beast, come on. I'm not joking, I can't even click on a channel for anybody. I think it's the new YouTube streaming thing doesn't let you do it. Yeah, I know. I'm just playing along. They did do the time of trying to set up a channel that looks like Mr. Beast, though. I'll say that much. So let's play this. Let's get the server updated as well. And we'll have an RTS in Minecraft. With unit queues even, wow. Build 55. Restart test server. Clear its map. Start it up. You're tired. It's not that late yet, is it? Come on, start up all the way. So part of the reason I want to put this on the test server is I want to make sure there's no multiplayer bugs with it, because we haven't tested that. I see you're even earlier than me. It's 8 o'clock here. So here's the thing with this. I could technically right now buy units, but it won't produce them. And that would be very bad for me. You're not home. Plop that one down right there so we can start getting some income from it. Let's buy a minion. Well, it didn't crash, but it also didn't show up on my bar down there, so that's concerning. No crash at all in here. What the heck? Huh. See you by. Glad I can stop by. Okay. Glad you can stop by too, man. Catch next time. Unit. Minion. Oh, see, it's buying them up here, but it's not doing it down here. Why? That's why we test on the test server. I don't think I need a building down because we were doing it earlier, okay? Let's do troop production and barracks, see if anything spits out of it. Or not. Isn't it minions with an S? Possibly, but the words on the screen are not going to stay. They're all singular. I'm probably going to put icons there for them. I want it to be very visual in nature so that if you don't have English as your first language, you can still play it. That's one of the things about Minecraft. Yes, it has text for it if you need it, but you don't need it to play it. Okay, I'm hoping this thing will stop producing units here. Because if it doesn't, that means we're on the wrong version of the code or something. And I just need... If it does stop, that means I just need to... figure out what's up with this. Which maybe the console here would give us a tip. Let's take a look. No. Yes. Null pointer exception on the client unit queue packet to client. Okay. Line 23 of client Unit queue change packet to client. Unit queue change packet to client. Long name is long. Line 23. Really? Okay, let's just check up front if they're null. If blah equals null, then blah equals new array list like that. So it's just instantiating basically. We get another build. Oh, I hate it when I eat dinner. I'm still hungry. Mainly because I'm trying to not overeat all the time, and I've been hungry a lot lately. Because of it. Looking at the kinks in the latest update. So, build. Luckily I have 2 packs of fruit snacks. There you go. So because I've been trying to lose weight, my sweet thing that I'm allowed to have, I've told myself I'm allowed to have, is sugar-free Jello. It's like 10 calories, right? A little individual cup of it. And being sugar-free, it's like next to nothing, right? I'm only letting myself have one a day, too. Fix NPE, null pointer exception. Push it up. Create pull request into dev work. Fix NPE is the perfect name for it. Merge said pull request. Merge, I say. And then let's actually switch over to the master branch then, or the dev branch, I mean. Okay, and let's delete the break everything unit queue branch. I believe we don't need it anymore, at least on GitHub. Okay, then we can pull request again from dev work into master. Okay, and now I can get my build server. It's building number 56 already. Now you're cold too? You're hungry, cold, and tired. Are you sure you're over your sickness that you had the other day? Okay, there it is. That's the build we want. Okay. Dot clear map. Dot start. And launch the game again. Multiplayer, this one. There we go. That was all was wrong. Let's add enough money, we can get a pikeman. Yep, everything's showing up down there. Cool. Now, that's something you wouldn't want to do in the actual game, right? You wouldn't want to come in and immediately tell it to recruit these troops because you have no way of producing them. I probably can't build... I can't build any of the production buildings now, right? But you can certainly tell it to recruit them, and if you don't have them, it's on you. So that's unit queues, guys. That is a major feature we wanted to have in here, and now it's in here, and now we need to playtest it on this coming weekend, I think. So playtesting this weekend, and with that makes me want to go on next to adding something like trebuchet, because we've got walls. Let's bring a wall down with something like trebuchet, right? But we need to get there, right? That's the problem. Making it functional in the game will be very simple for me, meaning making it shoot things. That shouldn't be too hard, I wouldn't think. The hard part's going to be instead making the model for it, right? Making it look cool, because I want it to look as cool as it should be. So, actually, we should test this out all the way. Let's make sure we get a barracks in. Need 11 gold, so let's go over where the gold's at. Let's go and create it too. Game mode, Carbonato. Gold's either in this corner or that corner. Hopefully it's over here. It is iron. Rip. Make sure it's not back here. Yeah, it's not. Gold mine site. I'll just plop these down so we get more gold quicker. Is what I'm trying to do. Almost made it so we had enough. We got 4 in here still. I haven't been able to beat 4 on this spot. Okay, what do we need? Troop production, gold it is, just lots of gold. So let's go over to, what am I doing? Town halls. Typical town hall. Hack it. There we go. So troop production, stables first. Get the archer range next. Should be able to be like in the next tick. Yeah, there we go. And then we can get rid of the town hall. And we need the barracks. Cool, we got everything. So plop them all down. And it should start chewing through the queue down there. Bottom left. And it is. Okay, let's make sure we do get a pikeman out, because this will be the first time we've seen a pikeman on the server. And that's kind of one of the big features. In addition to the unit queues, pikemen are now officially a thing that we can playtest with. So they can help counter the Lancers. Now, I believe on this server the configs are set up, yeah, so they still have knockback on. I probably should restart the server and confirm that that does work when we reset the configs. In fact, let's do that right now. So let's do a stop command on the server, and delete the configs from the server and start the server back up. And reconnect to it once it lets us. I'm torn how to make this trebuchet. Like what we should make it look like. Should we do a battering ram first? Trebuchets are cooler though. Okay, so I don't believe this is going to take effect immediately. Yeah, so we have to kill these guys and request a new one. Then it should take effect. And let's also request some pikemen as well. Yep, no knockback. Awesome. And you are new, no knockback on you. You're just staying put when you get hit. That's what we want to have happen. The idea behind that is when they're charging, when these guys are charging the archers, they're not going to get pushed back by it, by the arrows coming at them, so they can get to them easier. Okay. I don't want to test. Let's close that out. Oh, my headphones just died, so give me a second to get my headphones back on. New battery. Yeah. Not overly satisfied with my current headphones. There we go. There we go. It takes like 2 or 3 tries to get them to turn on sometimes. When I change the batteries in this headset. It's nice having wireless, but at the same time it's kind of a pain in the butt because you have to constantly be changing batteries all the time. So let's, on my second screen, get some examples of trebuchets. Medieval trebuchets, please. Yes. Okay. Right, so the batteries in it are swappable. That's the only way you can charge them, is to take the battery out and put it in the charging cradle. So, I don't know. Let's try Wikipedia. Look for its trebuchet picture. Trebuchets, here we go. So if you don't know what a trebuchet is, it's these type of devices, right? So they've got a large counterweight on one side, some support structures basically, and a long arm. And they basically take this arm all the way down, hold it there, and then release it all of a sudden, and the weight of this large weight pulls this down and flings that arm over. And when it flings that arm over, it releases whatever's in the sling. So what I'm thinking is we can do all that, move this, rotate that appropriately, and this piece here, or the end of this trebuchet, whatever, it basically releases a gassed fireball type thing, right? And that's what will actually do the damage in Minecraft, is the gas fireball. I'm seeing if there's anything down here that would be any better for us. There's a really medieval looking one, very basic one. So let's see if we can get some type of A-frame structures with a support going across to even show up in, let's say, block bench. Now, I don't know if block bench is the best tool for doing this, but it's what I've got. It's Minecrafty, so I'm going with it. I probably could much faster crank this out in Blender, but my problem is going to be a whole different thing then. So And that's how do I load that file into Minecraft. So let's start with this. Block bench, we'll say trebuchet. Okay, so add a group. That'll be our parent bone, so we'll just call it parent. And this is more groups, this is cubes. So I'm gonna add another one. This is gonna be the base, right? So the structure of the base itself. Let's add a cube. We're gonna size this cube accordingly. Now, at first, I think I'm gonna try and keep this within the 16 unit area, so it'll be the size of a block, and we'll scale it up, right? So I'm gonna see how that works first. Base left. Yeah. Should we call it base right? Let's call it base right because we'll just assume that we're looking at it from the south towards the north. Okay, and then we'll duplicate that. Move it to the other side. Good. Left. And we need more structures, I guess. Needs to come out from that position. You were getting a haircut. I got a haircut tonight too, Reaper. What are the odds, man? Okay, so that's your origin point, so we definitely don't want that. And we want to go forward. And up one, I guess. Now if we rotate. Nope, nope, nope. Not everything. Rip. So we need another folder in here, because apparently this rotates off the folders. It's haircut month. Okay, there's the pivot point stuff. There we go, that's what I wanted. So we don't want it at a 45-degree angle, it doesn't look like. We do that 20-degree angle there, but make its length much taller. There we go. Okay, and what happens if I take that and duplicate this, but rotate that differently? I can't, because it's not the bone. Okay, so delete this. What if we duplicate the bone then, and rotate it? Not there, but... $180 basically. Or no, let's leave it at 0, but -20. There we go. And then we can move that specific bone to where it needs to be. No, 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 no. We want that pivot point to be over here though if we're gonna do that. Oh, this is getting tricky. Okay, now we can move it. You know what? It's probably easier to do it from scratch because that is all messed up. Okay, so we want the pivot point to be in the exact same spot relative, oops, to this one. So that is in the very front on this inner edge. So for this bone, its pivot point is on the very back inner edge, and it's at -20, so we should be good. So if we created a cube there, it's off. What if we take the pivot point tool, forward 1, delete the cube, add a new cube, it's there. Okay. Delete the cube, move the pivot point over, add the cube. Closer. It's like the pivot point isn't up 1. Super hot. What are you talking about? $20. Let me type in there. See, it's higher. Why is it higher? -8, 1, 7. -7, 1, 8. -8. Don't think this is gonna make a difference. Okay, that makes it at the other end of the scale. So that's out there all the way. Bingo. Cool. That was a bit hard. Okay, now, can I take both of these? Doesn't look like it, but I can do them individually, duplicate it, and we want to move this to the other side. Perfect. And duplicate this to the other side as well. Okay. Starting to get there. Let's see if we can edit all of these cubes at the same time, make them all 21, 22, 23. 23 is too much. So 22.5, nope. 0.25, nope. 0.1, no. It's just automatically rounding up or something, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, so 22 it is. Soon to be your ex, he doesn't reply tomorrow. Wow. So that's one way of doing it, right? But it's not super Minecrafty. That's my problem with it, right? The angles. Is this normal for anything in Minecraft to have an angled structure on it? It's really kind of not. There's no slopes. There's no ramps in Minecraft. There's stairs, which are blocks still. So do we instead have this go straight up to here or to here and then across and mount the rotating arm that goes across here to that? I think we might. What do you guys think? It would be very easy for me to set that up, too. We wouldn't have to deal with the rotation stuff on the pivot points and all that, right? You think so? Eagle? Anyone else? think. Again, this is just the start of it. Would make more sense? Okay. Yeah, let's do it then. So let's keep our base pieces. Let's start deleting these. It's not like it's impossible to do this again. I did it in a few minutes. Okay, so these basically need duplicated, as is. Duplicate. And we're duplicating them because we're going to put them at the top. So let's put them up to, let's say, 25. Right? That's how high our trebuchet is going to be. Then we're going to add a cube. It's going to be in the exact corner, and it's going to be 23 tall at its position. 23 tall. Nope, 24 tall, okay. And then duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Okay, and then that'll be our base. Then we need another group, I guess. It's not a child of the base. It's a child of parent. And this will be pivot point, right? And this pivot point is not going to be down at the bottom like it is right now. Instead, it's going to be up here in the center, like that, and in the center this way. There we go. So anything that spins will spin around that spot. Then we're going to add a cube to this. Perfect, it spawns in right where we want it to. And we make it as wide as these beams. Okay, and I think I'm going to make it one extra thick. So it looks like a big fat beam that's meant to support a lot of weight, right? And maybe we'll fatten these up as well. I don't know. In fact, let's do that. Let's make them too thick. Like this. Now it's getting some beef to it, right? Okay, then the next piece is we need off of this front. Well, we need the beam that goes this way, the really long beam that makes up the arm that slings everything out. Okay, so pivot point. Let's go and add a cube. Wish there was some controls that are in some of the other 3D tools, but oh well. I'm going to bump this up so it's above that other cube. We are going to make this double wide, so let's move it over one. And make it double wide, like I said. And tall as well. And the length is going to be quite substantial compared to the rest of the thing. Something like that. Okay. And we need to move this forward, say to about there, so then we can make that even longer this way, I guess. And when this spins, we do the rotate. It should rotate like that. That's the perfect motion that we want this thing to have. Because it's going to be down on the ground. You release it, and basically it's tied back to these posts, right? You cut the cord or whatever. The weight over here drops straight down and does this to the arm. And it will go like this and kind of swing back and forth. So that's the ideal motion that it can have. Now I need to get this back to 0 rotation for the default. So now we need to make the counterweight. And I think that counterweight needs its own group. And the reason for that will be obvious if I can get the animations working the way I want it to, right? They're going to be very weird. We want this piece that I've got here, this pivot point, to move like we were just describing. But this piece might rotate counter to it because it's going to go straight down. And when this rotates, we don't want it flying underneath the machine. We want it going straight down at first. Like imagine if it's on a chain, right? Because it basically is. Actually, I guess it's a rope, but still, same concept. It's a flexible thing that's all attached to. Okay, let's move this up. And that's almost perfect. We want to get it out there to the tip a bit more. There we go. And let's add in a cube. Now this cube we can't see because it's inside the block there, so let's just pull it down. Okay, and we'll make it double wide just so it fits the theme we've got so far. And that's probably perfect like that. Okay, now we need yet another cube, but I think we're going to put it on another bone. And this other cube is going to be our actual counterweight. So let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. And down a lot. And double thick. It might even be 4 times thick. Like that. So the parts of this, we go into rotate mode. This can rotate independent of the arm. And the bottom part can rotate independent of that little piece we just created. Now, I don't have the pivot point set correctly, so let's set that correctly. The pivot point should be at the attachment right there. And I wonder, that's 10, so it should be 10.5 if I can do half decimals. 10.5. Perfect. So now when we rotate that piece, we can do, whoops, wrong direction. We want the red axis, please. There we go. So it rotates like this. So our complete animation is going to look something like this. This starts to drop down like that, right? And our first pivot here will do this at the same time, right? So that that starts to sway down. And we might even counter that a little bit here so that it's, you know, looks correct. Then as this continues, its rotation, eventually we'll get to the point where we've got our counterweight down like that. And as it continues to swing through, we'll eventually swing this back, right? It'll get to the point where this arm has swung too far, right? And this thing's pulling it back the other direction, right? So that's why I wanted all these different pivot points set up there. So hopefully that will work in our animation sequence. I know I can't demo it very well here, but that's the concept behind it. We'll see how it actually works. And of course, when it's loaded, this goes up like that. And I guess this one would come down like that. And oops, whatever the correct rotation is. Pika pika. Okay, so let's try and beef up these some more. Hello. Tension? I don't know what that is. Beef all these up. Beefy balls. Okay, and then we'll need to adjust these down 1. so they're not intercepting. Oh, your friend from Facebook, okay. Welcome. The only thing I'm not sure about is if this should be clipping up into that. I think it probably should. Now, can we, on the x-axis, I guess it is, say 1.8? I don't know if we can. Yeah, it goes to 2. Dang. Could scale it, I guess, but I don't want to do that. Not yet. Okay, you two got your own language, huh? Okay, so let's try and import a texture, create a texture, I don't know, something. Create texture, sure. Wood. I'm tempted to reuse the existing Minecraft wooden plank texture, because that's basically what this thing's made out of. Maybe we should do that. It's just I don't have it available to me yet. We gotta extract it. Just so that I can get the UV mappings, and then we can point to the actual file in Minecraft, and we don't need to copy it. But we need a copy to work with for the time being. Come on, right thing. What time is it? Yeah, we're good time. Client extras. So we need to go to that location on my computer. Actually, can I right click on that? Show in. Oh, System Explorer is not an option, really? Okay. Give me a window with that, please. The path on it. There we go. C users tech stack. Gradle. Oops. Pika Pika. Oh, there's an S in the word users. Gradle. Caches. Forge. Minecraft repo. Versions 14.4. Client extras jar. Open this with 7-zip. Open archive. Pika 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 Pika. Assets. Minecraft. Textures. Block. And it's probably plank something. Oak. Oak planks. Open outside. No. Open inside. No. Edit. Nope. Open. Come on. We can go and say save here, maybe? And this is in Blockbench, so let's just grab that folder location. Okay. Leave me alone over here. Ah, it's okay. I understand. So we're going to remove this texture because we don't want it. And we're instead going to import a texture. Or import oak planks. Ooh. It's like the UVs are all wrong, but I think this will work. I think this will work. Yeah, I have Facebook, but I don't use it. I think the last thing I posted on there was when my now 10-year-old child was a baby. So full screen UV window. No, I want all the UVs though. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Is this only one? I want all the faces. I'm confused. It's a textured oak planks. Yeah. Why is there only one UV? There should be one for each face. We also have some overlap here, so we need to fix that. Minecraft foxes. Yeah, they're pretty cool looking. Somebody posted about it on Reddit. They accidentally had a creeper blow up their pin that they put their foxes in, and the fox helped them pick up the pieces. Alright, it had a piece of cobble in its mouth, basically. Phantoms are cool too. Planning on putting it in the trailer for the mod when I release it, if I can. Hey Reaper. Oh, no way. Is that? That's showing us the different faces. That's cool. Not sure why it's doing this though, if that's the case. Toggle UV overlay. The heck? Shift UVs. Enter the number you want to multiply the UVs. No. Mirror. Why is -8 the only valid value besides 0?
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, I know what you're making now.
What am I making?
It's that thing that throws a massive rock. Ballista? Or... No, not the ballista. The ballista is a giant everything. It's not that?
It's not that. So, if you're watching still, if I rotate it like this, with this counter rotating the other way, as it drops down, does that help?
Yeah, isn't that thing, it's like it has a weight on one side, and then the other side you put like stones or something really heavy that you're going to throw. And then when you cut the rope, the weight brings the stones over and slings it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I just can't remember the word.
It's one of these.
Catapult or something, isn't it? Yeah.
Trebuchet.
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 Trebuchet. Yeah, I think it's French.
Yeah, it says French right there.
So if I can get the textures to work, I'm happy. Right now I'm having trouble with the textures though. Like they don't want, I can't edit them the same way you can for a block, and it's weird to me. So this is for what? I'm confused. Okay, so that thing down there on the ground wants that to be its texture, and I can't move this UV mapping at all. I don't get it. It's like the texture has to be complete and perfect for that thing to be unwrapped onto.
Does it have to be wood? Can you use like oak wood?
I mean, it could be anything I want. It's just, I just started with this to see how hard it's going to be to texture, and it's much harder than I thought. Because it wants to apply the entire texture to every block, every piece.
Then can you like cut it and use that picture so it exactly fits it? to whatever you want to use. Did you understand that?
I didn't.
Cut it so it fits exactly what it needs to fit. It'll be like a new one.
Wait a minute. I think I might understand what you're saying, but it means I need to edit this file. It may not be what you're saying, but I get it. A way that might make it work. So thank you, even if it wasn't what you were saying.
You're welcome.
So this is a 2 wide by 2 wide by 2 wide by 2 wide. So that's 8 wide. Which is probably why it says weight 8 here. Yeah, so it takes up half of this texture. But it's squeezing a 16 tall texture onto 20 blocks, 20 units. And that's the issue. So if I want it to work, I need to use a bigger picture. Basically. I think, maybe.
That's what I was saying, but in another way I was thinking the thing was too small. So I was trying to cut it down to it fit, but since it's bigger actually, just copy and paste it and bring it down.
So if I do 32 by 32 and make this go in the upper left, there we go. And then I can say, select me all of this goodness and paste it beside it and paste it underneath it and paste it on beside underneath it. Merge all the layers. Save as. Not a copy. We want this to be the original. So save as. Boom. Interlace none. Update. Boom. Awesome. Thank you, Reaper. Your genius has prevailed. Okay, so now with that, I can move it around as to what part of the texture we want it to show, so we can make it line up how we want. Now, the other problem is this piece. This piece won't fit properly because it's how long? 28. Now, I'm surprised that doesn't fit over the 32. So, not sure what's with that. 32. It does recognize it's a 32 by 32 now.
There are no settings that you can put it so it overlaps. So there's an empty spot, it just overlaps the picture over and over.
Not that I'm aware of, if I understand what you're saying. So on a block model, I can pick what part of the texture each face should be from and how much of that texture, blah, blah, blah. But on an entity, I cannot because of the way that entities are drawn inside Minecraft. So I'm kind of limited what I can do with it this way.
And that top part is considered an entity since it's moving?
It's the whole thing's an entity. I'm just going to move different pieces of that entity. So, what does this mean? What does this mean? If I can figure this piece out, we're good. Let's duplicate this texture, if it'll let me. Doesn't look like it will. Open in folder.
BRB.
Copy here. Import texture. We're going to do the copy of the planks. No, don't overwrite the existing one, sir. Create 2 of them. Really? We can only have 1 texture for this? Oh my gosh. Of course, it can only have 1. Dang it. We were going to try one more time to make it even bigger. So instead of 32 by 32, we're going to go for 64 by 64. And it's overkill for this thing, but I might have to do this. Ah, dang it. We want image canvas. We want to hit this button when we do this. There we go. That way it's all lined up in the left-hand corner. There we go. Okay, copy paste. Paste. And paste. Merge. And save as the PNG, the original PNG. So this was copy paste. Okay, so links. Oh, there we go. Look, it's got it. Perfect. Okay, so the top's okay, the side's not. But maybe on the side we can tell it to rotate somehow. Mirror UV, shift UV. No, that's not what I want to do. Dang. Texture, blank marker, nothing, no options whatsoever. Cool. Yeah. Okay, let's just try and get it looking the best I can. Being weird. I don't want a ton of darkness on the top, so that's probably the best one for that one. Let's do that. To be honest, I don't know if it's worth messing with any more than what I've already done, because this is so weird how it's applying these textures. So let's just save this. Save project. Let's export as a Java entity. Please note that the export format is write only. To be able to open the model again, you need to save it as a project, which is what I just did. Okay, so we've got a trebuchet.java. We are going to put this in our source file, main, java, com, project red dog, tsrts, client, client renderer. Yeah, I think render. Yep. And we'll just say trebuchet for right now. We'll actually make it capital T renderer. I think that's what we want. Now, it might be the model and not the renderer. We'll find out. Okay, so close out of that. Go all the way up here, wherever it put it in. Client.
I'm back.
Hi, back.
Hello.
Refresh. There it is. Trebuchet renderer, and it's got an error. So, interesting. So it is the model. So we need to rename this. Refactor, where are you? Where are you? Model. Which branch we on? Dev work. Excellent. Let's move this up into model then. And let's fix these errors that we've got. So it's based on the fact that the name's not right in the Java class, which I'm surprised the Blockbench didn't do that, but whatever. And it's still got errors. Cool. Lots of them too. I think most of it's going to be based on the fact. Yeah, I can't do the save for some reason. So Control Shift O to get the imports. Save now. The heck? Save actions? Why are you cleaning up my code wrong? There's something in here it doesn't like with a new line character somewhere or something funny like that. Fine, we'll take you out to Notepad. Paste in Notepad, copy there, and paste it back in here. Still doesn't like it. Save options. UTF-8. We shall overwrite our file here with Notepad doing it. Sources. Main. Java, com, Project Red Dog, TSRTS, client, model, all files, trebuchet model, save. That should force all the contents of this file to be under the correct format then. So refresh. Still don't like this. Okay, so this is an artifact of the fact that it is a different version of Minecraft, probably. Yay! Yeah, we want to extend model entity, it looks like. And it still doesn't like my file, really? Renderer model instead of model renderer. Please just stop this, sir. Please stop the madness. Control Shift O. Blockbench does not help. I thought it would be much more efficient doing it in Blockbench. I probably could have done this in code by now. Dang it. Okay. Well, lesson learned. It is very visual. Let's see. Source. Where are you? Source. Organize imports. Doesn't like that. Yeah, we can't even set up the box. That's annoying. You've let me down, Blockbench. I had such high hopes for you. You're the chosen one. Actually, it's not its fault. It's just a new version of Minecraft. Oops. Copied the wrong name. Stop giving me that error. Probably because it's... Oh, it's imported the wrong thing. There. Okay, and then when we're doing the boxes, I don't know that any of these do the boxes though, but there's something that does. So maybe our mount model? Yeah, add box on the render model. That's what we want, probably. Okay, it's on the cube list there. I really don't think I'm gonna be able to save this because it's so different now. That's annoying. I've got to write all this basically out, these numeric values for the points of the cubes, and go from there. Man, it would look so cool if I could just get this to work like this. Hello.
Hello. There's something weird in them. Did you?
What did you just say?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you saying things, but I couldn't make out what those things were.
How about now?
Well, I can understand you now because I'm talking to you now, but what'd you say before?
Nothing really.
Oh. Okay. Sure.
I said that my computer was having internet problems.
Ah, that I could hear. Maybe that's why I couldn't understand you. It's very weird the way this worked. I can save some of the code, but the important part, I can't. Because it just behaves different now. Or maybe I can save most of it. Dang, look at that. That's just airing off because there's a space there that shouldn't be there in the name of the freaking variable. Huh. Okay, now it's just this model box thing, which I think we just convert to rent. What? 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 Oh my gosh. For real? I think it works. We need to actually run Minecraft and get this as an entity, but it might work. It might work. Now,
Yay!
yeah, exactly. I'm shocked. From 2 seconds ago, I was thinking it was going to be rewrite this whole thing. Okay, so we need to create an entity. Let's get on this. I got like 30 minutes max to do this.
You can do it.
Trebuchet. But I have to type trebuchet a lot. And I don't really know how
Copy paste, copy paste.
I know, I don't know how to spell it very well. Trebuchet entity is going to extend a monster entity, sure, for now. I don't care, I just want it to be visual for the moment. Yep, I don't care about any of your code that's going to be horribly wrong. Wait. I copied the wrong thing. Copied the wrong thing. Don't do that. Don't make that mistake. We want to base this off of, yes, off of a minion entity, not a unit entity. Because everything.
To capitalize this matter?
Yes, it can. Come on. Copy paste. I get to do the same. I'm trying to copy the thing. Stop telling me the same, but do what I want you to do. I've done this a million times where I've copied a piece of code. She's just not letting me. Oh, okay. I had pasted it in there and didn't realize. Okay. Trebuchet entity. Entity type, monster type, sure. Trebuchet entity, blah blah blah. It's gonna attack everything just like it's a minion. Don't give a crapola. then we need a renderer that is going to be closer set up to the target renderer, probably. It's just an entity renderer. Yeah, let's do that. No. Do off a minion. Oh, they're gonna regret this. Treb, Yushe, renderer. And this is not a minion model in all this. It's not a biped renderer. It is something of its own flavor. It's going to extend here. T extends trebuchet entity and probably just extends entity renderer. Or is there a better thing? Mounted entity render. Okay, yeah, entity renderer works. Okay, so we don't need to add this layer. We don't need the minion model piece here. So we say new trebuchet model instead. But Super's not liking that because of why? It's an entity renderer. Huh? What did we do for mounted render? Oh, we just say main render. Okay. And mounted, we do what else? Gotta have a reference to the model. There it is. Texture, yeah, we got to do that too, but we're not going to deal with it right now. It'll be the purple and black texture for the moment. It's not mounted model, it is trebuchet model. And then in our render, we do what? Add implemented methods. Get entity texture, sure. We will want those eventually. We will also want the render method, right? Yeah, do render. And all do render is going to do for us is going to say trebuchet model dot render, like that, with all the right parameters passed to it. Okay, so mounted model, it's somewhere going to call this dot render. Right there it is, and it's with those parameters. It's not a mounted entity, it's a trebuchet entity. Is it because we're doing off of entity render here? But that's what mounted model render does, right? It's a mounted entity though. Okay, so let's go and trebuchet entity. That makes this happy, makes this unhappy, but we can get rid of that and let it re-add it and it'll probably be happy. And we need it based on this then. So that's what that was about. Okay, we got F5, 6, and F5. Really? Let's just put X and only F5's even used. Doesn't matter what we pass. Number 1, sir. That's what we shall use. The number 1. Okay, so we got trebuchet entity. Oh, it just wants an entity. Really? You can cast it. Now let's go to the model piece and enforce it to be a trebuchet entity. That should be happy. Really don't need to override. And in here then, is this happy? Not quite. Double float. Okay, so let's just do 1. Oops. Number 1. Okay, it's still not quite right. So int. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So blah, like that. Okay, there's gonna be funkiness to this when we see this the first time. No doubt in my mind, this will not look right. But I'm trying to get it to render it all. What's that?
By that, you mean it's going to be playing the song "Funky Town" in the background?
It might need to be aborted. It might be really bad. It may not even render at all, to be honest. So let's go into that. We're gonna get a new entity name set up. It shall be trebuchet. Trebuchet. Copy, paste to there. Get that word so I don't have to type it. Sure, we'll put it here. Okay, and then we need to register that entity type right here. Actually, I don't even think we need to type anywhere. Yeah, we don't. We just need the name. It infers it then. Just like that. All golden there. We have a registered entity so we can summon it into the world. Then in here, we got to tell the client, when you see this entity of trebuchet, this is the class that you use to render the thing, because it doesn't know right now. And that's what this just does, that single line there. I believe we have an entity that will be able to spawn in with the summon command. Let's try it. I've had horrible track record at getting an entity to actually show up the first time, so don't hold your breath too long. Especially considering that Minecraft hasn't even loaded yet, you're gonna be holding your breath for a while. You know, the perfect sound would just be a big old thud as you fall over. And it crashed, so it didn't even load all the way. Game render, okay. It doesn't like the name of one of the things in the world, it looks like. So my mod entities, I screwed that up? Really? Trebuchet entity, pikeman. Oh, durr. I never changed this part right here. Hey, Spooderman. You might be just in time. The heck, I didn't change any of that line? What's up with that? Okay. Fingers crossed, toes too.
I got something else crossed.
I want to go to the doctor for that.
Yeah, I've been debating about it. I just keep hoping to uncross this.
What do you mean what happened to Pikachu? Oh, I didn't even notice Pikachu changed their name, did they? Didn't they? Huh. So Pikachu's friend came in and then started using funny words. So I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe it was like their own secret language or something.
Either that or he was having a seizure.
Oh, that's not good.
I think he just has the same issue I have. Because I think it says on my ankle. Or, what was it? I can't even scroll down. It won't let me.
Summon TSRTS Trebuchet entity. It's spazzing out. Oh my gosh. It's attached to my face. And they killed it. Okay, so I know why it did what it did as far as being attached to my face. We can fix that pretty easy. We need to do one line of code. This one. In this piece. Boop, boop. Oh, and wait, well, I'm sorry. You take it back. That would make it render where it's supposed to render, but then it would also screw up everything else in the game. So let's not screw up everything else in the game. We gotta push the matrix and pop the matrix. GL state manager.pop matrix. Oh, Torchic? No, I don't. I don't know most of the Pokemons. Like Pikachu, obviously, but most of them I do not know. Okay, it's not attached to my face anymore. However, it is very large.
That is... I'm watching the... I went back to watch the stream.
Hmm?
That looks massive.
It's definitely too big. It's also very, very glitchy. The glitchiness I don't get. Big, yeah, we just need to scale it down. That's no big deal.
Why is it so big?
It's a trebuchet, man. It's gotta be big.
Oh wait, you're not gonna make a little one? I thought you were gonna be like a 2 meter tall one.
Yeah, I was gonna make a smaller one. I wasn't gonna make it that big. Hey, Fire.
Hello.
Okay, so that's the scale, and parameter 5 is the last thing. So I know why it's doing it now. Okay, so we can fix that. Yep, partial ticks is doing it. So let's just scale it to 1. There we go. It's not freaking out now. That's a plus. Now let's give it a proper scaling. Let's first flip it so it's -1. Oop, not 11. Oh crap. It's gonna be huge.
Reaper, did you send me like 1,000 gold?
Yeah,
the tanks?
10 pounds of gold.
Okay.
No, wait, what are you talking about?
In World of Tanks. Because like the last time I logged in, I only had like 900 gold. I logged in today, I was up to like 1,900. I was like, where the heck did all of that come from?
Well, okay, the game
I don't know. I am not that good of a player. And I sure as heck did not kill 4 sheriffs.
Lucky shot?
I mean, they could have taken a look at your account and be like, you deserve this, and just crashed into you.
Right. Now let's remember who we're talking about.
What was that?
I said, let's remember who we're talking about.
No. That's why they crash into you, killing themselves.
And you get the points for them crashing into you.
Oh, it don't matter. As long as it rings up that you did the kill, then yeah, you get it.
They crash into you and you kill, okay.
Wargaming has this thing where they have, they give YouTubers special accounts called sheriff accounts. And if you kill one of them, you get 250 in-game gold, which is like...
Never see it.
What the heck?
You very rarely see them.
Right.
I think it might
Like,
be
in
because
fact,
we're
the
American.
only one on the North American server that I even know of is Klaus Kellerman.
Oh god, and he plays like tier 5s. Arties at tier 2 or 3.
Oh, I can't do. Okay, so can't do
Hey.
that. Let's keep it at a positive value.
I'll have some more fun with the OI.
Why is it
Oh, yeah,
inside
you just
out?
got that.
We can only see the inside. It's easy.
Hello.
I'm really late.
You're always late, CZ.
Yeah.
Why does it look like there's wool? Or it's made out of wool.
It's because it's sitting on one.
Oh, that's the flag. Never mind. Oh yeah, Fiery.
Everybody's
go
coming
to-
in. Jeez.
Go
Looks like you gotta keep streaming.
go to the website and check the website. Sometimes it does something there.
It's just wrong.
What's going on, Tech? You have like blocks inverted.
It's not blocks. It's the trebuchet.
What?
I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay.
There's a freaking trebuchet in the game now?
No, there's this thing. Whatever the frick this is. Okay, so
Oh, team that poor boy.
It's just like the past couple, well, basically the past month and a half. It's like I'm away for a week and I come back and you're like, I added mounted units. I added a trebuchet.
well,
We've got unit queues.
okay, so we've got unit queues, we've got pikemen today, we've got walls, we've got staircases to get up on top of the walls, we've got gates that are functional. I think that basically gets you up to speed with what's the majority
Okay.
of what's happened this week. Let's try that for the scale. Oh boy, that did not
Trebuchet.
work at
Do
all.
you have
or
the
kill
block
it.
bench files for
This
trebuchet?
thing seriously had a 28-second reload.
Do, but I'm not sure I'm ever gonna touch it again. Okay, so that just what? It just died? Huh? Oh, 0. We want that at 1. I'm dumb. Okay. There we go. And now there's multiples inside each other, so it's gonna render even funnier, so let's just kill them all. Okay, let's just go somewhere else and place it.
I can't wait for that Christmas event. Fiery.
Now it's a pig?
Okay.
Oh, that explains so much. Okay. Okay.
Can we just keep it looking like a pig?
That'll be an Easter egg on December 12th every year. The mod will just revert to pig trebuchets.
Now it's a minion for some reason.
I would say you have to spawn
that's
it.
perfect. It's working
on top of a
exactly
pig.
like I told it
That
to.
little KVR.
What I don't get is why the boxes are inside out. We're seeing the inside of the box, not the outside. Or some of the faces are off. I don't know. I don't get it.
Maybe the size is making it.
It certainly
I don't
doesn't help. So it's 0.5F now. We got it in the right location at least. Okay, so boop. Let's make this small enough I can see that over there and this over here. How small does this gotta be?
Do you have an actual texture for this?
Yeah, in Blockbench I do.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like in Blockbench. It's not fancy. I was just trying to get something to get started with, right? So I do have pivot points set up correctly so that if we were to animate it, it would look right. So if I pull back here, you know, this can go up as the bones for this, oops, get rotated down so that it will swing them properly, right? Continue to rotate this, then you can have the other one continue to rotate like this. and then you kind of swing it back and forth, right? So I've got the capability of animating this based on these pivot points that are set up, but I need it to render at least like that base model showed, like that in game, and it kind of is. So this big piece, I'm assuming, is the, oh god, this is so huge. That's the counterweight, I think, and this is one of the legs down here, and this is the beam sticking out, and that's another leg, but it's like not hooked up the way it should be.
Are you sure it's not inverted? It looks like the weight is.
It looks like it might. Well, no, it's not, because the legs look offset. I thought it might be upside down too.
It might be upside down. That's often the way models are in Minecraft, and you have to flip them. Which I am flipping it right now. So if I don't flip it anymore vertically...
Kill it and make it again.
Why is it not
looks
pulling
like
in that one texture that you gave it, though?
Because I didn't put that in my class, that's all. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
right now it's using the entity, the minion. So that's the head of the minion, that's his arms.
Yeah, I see this horrible Viking ritual that you've done to him.
Yeah.
Desecrating his body.
But why is, like you're saying, why is the main piece offset from the pivot point down here? Yes, it's upside down, but even if it's not upside down, this should be on top and should be centered over these two. Well, that makes it a challenge, Spooderman.
Could it?
Oh, so unit
Did he just say-
queues, unit queues are always up on the HUD?
Yeah, and I need to figure out the proper scaling and stuff, but this is the way it's supposed to look, right?
Okay.
So
Didn't
they're
you
always
say you...
good.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So as I add them in, it shows down here even if I don't have this GUI up, so you know when you've basically built everything in your queue. So you need to queue more up at that point. So I wanted them always on the screen.
I like that.
There's no justice, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Reaper?
Didn't you say you copied something from a different version of Minecraft? Maybe that could be.
No, the block bench, when it exported, it didn't take the new names for Minecraft. It took the old names where things were inverted.
Okay.
So I fixed that already, otherwise we wouldn't even be able to start the game up.
But the functions remain the same for either version?
Mainly, instead of saying, I don't know, entity model, it's model entity now. They just inverted the two words, the order of them.
Oh. Okay.
So scaling everything left to right, up and down, forward to back, with negative numbers, makes it appear vertically correct, but that part is still off. Huh. Maybe it's because we're only rendering the parent piece. So if I go into this code. Yeah, so we're saying parent, not render, which is the main base model of everything. So why it was named parent, I'm not sure. Oh, because that's why I named it my thing. Okay. And then from there, it's base. Okay, it did name it different though. And that's pivot point. Okay, that explains why I had the spaces in it, because I had a space there. It's almost as if this box or model box was created out of sequence with how it should be. So in Minecraft, when you, and in OpenGL, it's not just a Minecraft thing, when you render a face, you give the vertices of the face in either a clockwise or counterclockwise order, and that determines which direction you can look at that face and see it. And it's wrong on this. because
Hey,
I
Reaper.
look down at that and not see it. Because I'm
Complete tank.
seeing the wrong face. But if I were to look up at it, no, I still can't see it. It's like it's not there. The heck?
BRB. I got the game started.
Oh. I know
Well,
what
you
it is.
figure it out?
Yep. It's not that the face isn't there, it's that the texture has a hole in it right there. Because it's using the entity texture. So let's get that oak plank in the correct spot. And use it. Then the world shall be happy. Entity. Paste. There we go. Okay, and
Okay, BRB.
I'm just gonna put it in here for all of them because I don't know what color it's gonna end up on. It's probably yellow, but we'll fix the colors later. Okay, and I unfortunately have to restart the game for this to take effect with the way this works, so restart. And I wasn't kidding, gave me about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Be wooden and fully filled in, please. It's wooden.
Hello?
Hey, good.
I'm being muted.
You have been muted that whole time. Now this is doing what I was saying. It's inside out. But it's there at least. So let's get this up on something narrow. Like an end rod. Summon RTS Trebuchet. Hey, that looks like a trebuchet. At least it looks like what I put in. We can translate it up, it looks like. And yes, they are behaving. They look so funky. They are using the code of a minion, basically, so they have their own AI like a minion, so they'll run around the world and try and kill things. Oh, okay, so we need to translate this up before I do anything else to it. So translate not by X and Y, I want this to be 0.
You gonna make it so the trebuchets can only attack buildings?
Why would you limit trebuchets to attack buildings?
This is typically how you'd use them.
Why would you
Yeah.
try to have them attack units when they're likely to fire too slow?
Well, you fire into an army of. You fire into
Look,
a
he's-
full.
He's doing it
Like-
already.
That's hilarious. No, you fire into just a full skirmish and you just take out everything.
If it was like a mangonel or something like that with grape shot, yeah, but this is a trebuchet. The only thing that they were really designed for was for sieging buildings.
Okay, so the translating is helping. It's getting in the right spot. The inside outness though is what I need to fix the most because that is going to drive me nuts. Let's try with 1 and 1. It's still inside out. Why are you inside out?
Because you have the numbers reversed.
Fire's not helping much tonight.
Use the render inside out function.
Uh-huh.
Did you just go the opposite inside out? So you use 0 maybe?
Cool. Now he's underground. Yeah, he's under. Wait, he's underground, but he's not inside out anymore. What the heck? So it's the
Translate it up.
flipping it. No, but he's upside down. It's not just he's underground. He's upside down. So the
Oh,
top
okay.
of the arm is at the bottom. Okay, that helps. I think. Come on, I need this to be done. I need this to work. You have no idea how bad I need this to work. See, I translated on the X. That's the flip it's pointing around. So that one's flipping straight up and down. That flips straight up and down. Okay, I'm gonna do that because maybe it's some magic that I'm not thinking of. And I need to be done. Did you not save? You didn't save. Save! Save, dang you. There we go. There we go. Trebuchets will be a thing. We will make this animated some other time. Bye, everybody! If I can find the stop button.
Wait, what? I just got